Hello, sports fans. It's been a few weeks since I posted a video, and I figure today was just as good a day as any. I'm not going to talk about upcoming college football games. My team didn't quite make it to the playoff. There for a while, they gave a noble effort. Then they reached the SEC championship, and there was no more noble effort. LSU drugged them up and down the field. They ran over them, they ran around them, they ran through them, they passed over them, around them, through them. Jake Fromm did have a couple of good completions to LSU, so I thought that was a plus, but I'm not here to talk about that. I'm sure that if anyone watches this, you'll know who David Pollock is. David Pollock, in my opinion, was probably one of the best defensive ends University of Georgia ever had. He was probably a little smaller than he should have been to play that position, but he played with a fire and a desire that I don't think I've ever seen anyone rival or match. And he is going to be on the College Football Hall of Fame ballot this upcoming year, and I believe that he's going to be voted in. And one game in particular that I recall because I was at the game, me and my dad, was the 2002 game against University of South Carolina. Now, Georgia was ranked number 9 in the country. South Carolina was not ranked, but South Carolina had beaten them 2 years running. And as the game progressed, it looked like they had a very good chance to make it 3 in a row. Georgia's offense was struggling. South Carolina's offense was struggling. David Green or DJ Shockley hadn't been able to produce any type of productive offense. They had 0 touchdowns because they didn't throw any interceptions, but David Green was sacked a couple of times. Shockley wasn't sacked any, but they just couldn't get it going. Musa Smith all the way ran for over 100 yards. He ran the ball 28 times that day and only averaged 3.8 yards a carry. The only production that I recall out of the offense that day was J.T. Wall. He ran the ball one time for 14 yards. So, with Georgia leading the game 3-0, I think it was 14 minutes, 9 seconds left in the game. South Carolina has the ball, 2nd and 7 at their own 6-yard line. Corey Jenkins drops back to pass, which why I don't know. You got 2nd and 7, that part of the field. You never want to drop back and pass from your own end zone. But Corey Jenkins was having a decent day. Of South Carolina's a little over 300 yards. He accounted for 281 of those yards. So, I mean, they had the faith in him to get the job done. But this particular play, David Pollock beat his guy. And as Corey Jenkins was getting ready to throw the ball, Pollock leapt in the air and looked like he had batted the ball down, but he's even called it a freak play that he could never, ever pull off again. Instead of batting the ball down, the ball rolled down Corey Jenkins' back and ended up in the hook right here of Pollock's arm. The only Georgia touchdown that day was a 0-yard interception return for a touchdown by David Pollock. That's probably the biggest memory I have, I guess probably because I was at the game. But my opinion, David Pollock goes down as one of the greatest defensive players the University of Georgia ever had. And tip my glass to him. He was one damn good dog. We need more players like him, actually. He played with a fire and a burn. He had no quit in him whatsoever. 0. If you put 2 people on him, 3 people on him, he was going to find a way to beat those guys. So, David Pollock, congratulations on your nominee for College Football Hall of Fame. I don't feel there's any way that you cannot be voted into the Hall of Fame, and thanks for all the memories. you want to like, share, subscribe to my channel,
Talk about what happened to him.
there's buttons for that. And if you want to leave a comment, and have a great day.